Hey y'all, how are you? It's Saturday afternoon. Sometime I have no clue what time it is. I don't have my watch on. I just climbed out of the pool. Um, Went to the market today. Market was wonderful. My gal showed up, picked up her shirts. All is good. I'm done with that job. Thank you, Lord. Um, Her and I are going to meet in a few weeks or so for lunch and chit chat as grandmas do. They put her under as much pressure as she had to put me under. And she says she called her granddaughter and told her to stop it, that there was a nice lady helping her to do stuff and making sure it was all done. And she just needed to stop with all the changes, that what I was doing was perfectly fine, which it is because that was the original idea that they had agreed upon. And then she wanted to change things. And so, anyhow, that's done. They're gone. I feel like I'm on vacation. Um, So when we left there, we were headed for the Chinese buffet, and what I hear. Anyhow, it was slammed. So we were headed back towards the house, and hubby decided to try Cheddar's. Well, we like Cheddar's. We've always had good luck at Cheddar's until today, of course. Uh, I ordered a little 6-ounce steak and a salad and baked potato. And I knew most all that was going to come home, but I wanted to eat the steak. So I ate a couple bites of salad, didn't touch the baked potato, and a little rough out here breathing. That noise you hear in the background is still the new whirly thing for the pool that I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to keep or not. We'll talk about that in a minute. So anyhow, I'll order, the little 6-ounce steak. Hubby orders, I don't know, 8-ounce, but topped with mushrooms, came with a ton of mushrooms. Salad, and we ordered a spinach artichoke dip, cheese dip for beforehand. I knew I wouldn't eat but maybe one or two, but it sounded good, so we ordered it. And mind you, we love this Cheddar's, never had a problem. She walks out and puts this dish of spinach. I mean, it was full of spinach. Didn't find any artichoke, and there was so little cheese in it that when it got to the table cold, it was hard to get out of the dish. I like spinach artichoke dip. I do not like just spinach. And I took one bite and I said, I can't do this. So, of course, hubby, he'll eat anything. Me, I would have sent it back. So we get through that, and here comes dinner. She sat it down, walked away. The minute I looked at my plate, because we had both ordered garlic butter on our steak. And Chris's came out topped with mushrooms and all kinds of stuff. I couldn't see the butter on his. Plus, he likes his rare. So, it's not going to be real hot. I got mine medium rare, which is warm to the touch, and, pinkish red in the scent. Redder the better, but it was more between medium rare, medium. Anyhow, that didn't matter. So I cut into it. I'm looking at this lump of butter sitting on top of my steak. It's just sitting there looking at me. I took a bite of my steak. Cold. My baked potato, I could pick it up. I could tell by looking at the butter. The butter was cold. Picked up the plate, touched the bottom of the plate. I'm sorry, when I'm paying that much money for something to eat, I want it right. So the girl comes back to the table. Is everything okay? No. I didn't say anything about the artichoke dip because Chris will eat anything. I'll let him eat that shit. I was not putting that in my mouth. Well, then, I didn't know it, but the broccoli cheese bake had rice in it. Oh, Chris got that, but I thought, broccoli cheese, some onions, some type of topping kind of thing, full of rice. I didn't even have to see it. I just took a little thing of it, put it in my mouth, and the minute it hit my mouth, I knew there was rice in it. It's a texture thing with me. Whether rice is hard, soft, in between, it doesn't matter. I can tell you when there's rice in my food. But it didn't matter. Chris was eating that. So the girl comes back to the table and everything okay? No. Why? What can I get you? I said, you see that steak with that cold lump of butter on it? I said, the steak is cold. The potato is cold. Well, she says, but the butter is cold when we put it on the steak. And I said, but if you're putting cold butter, and that should have been a hot steak, the way it's cooked, the butter should have at least tried to melt. And all I got was, oh, I'm sorry. She says, do you want me to take it back and cook the steak more? Junior, not that. Junior, don't do it. It's the yakety neighbor behind me's dogs that they leave out all the time. Anyhow, I wasn't real happy with her attitude. It was kind of like, oh, well. So I was waiting for her to go tell her boss, because they should know. Because I don't know whose fault it was. Hers leaving it sit there or the cook leaving it sit there and not having somebody bring it out. Because they all bring each other's food out. So, I'm not eating it. It's cold. I like my food hot. I want it cooked. I want it hot. If I want cold, I'll get a fucking bowl of ice cream. So, we're waiting and waiting. She comes back and Chris asks her, he says, can she have some boxes? I brought it all home because when I get to that point, no salad, I'm angry. My dinner was not right and it's very expensive. Manager walked by the table a couple of times smiling, and I knew she didn't go tell him. She didn't tell him. Well, for a lot of people it don't matter, but for $60 for fucking lunch, yeah, I want it right. So, and I liked him. He's a working manager. He's out front, but he didn't come by and say how's things. And so I told Chris, I said, something's amiss here. I said, I'm going to go track him down. So I did. And, I pulled him to the side. There was nobody there. And he's, so how can I help you? He says, something good? I said, no, unfortunately not. And so I told him the whole thing. And I said, here's the problem. Her excuse was, my food was cold because the fucking butter was cold. And in my brain, I'm thinking, well, obviously, this is not the first time somebody's complained about it, or she wouldn't have come back with that real witty answer, And I said, I'm not looking for anything free. I'm not looking for reduced anything. I said, because I'm going to take it home with me, and I'm going to make it hot. However, the steak's not going to be edible because it's going to be too done, but I'm going to do it. I said, I just want to let you know, I said, because there's other people that would have been over here jumping up and down and screaming. I said, and you need to know when things like this go on in your establishment. I said, and I'm not trying to cause a problem. I said, but I got a meal here. I expected to come into your freezing cold restaurant. I had to go back out to the van and get another shirt to put on. I said, but then my food comes out and it's cold. Well, I'll take care of you. I said, I don't want anything free. I really don't. And I told him about the artichoke dip too thing. I said, look, they're putting out stuff that it's not edible. I said, that was so much spinach in there. It was dry. You couldn't tell there was artichoke, and there was no sign of cheese. Okay. So I told him, I said, I don't want anything off my bill. So we went and sat down, and the bill was on the table, and I looked at it, and I'm getting ready to pay it. And, wow, I messed that finger up. And I told Chris, I said, let's hurry up and get out of here. I said, before he does something stupid like give me a discount. I said, that's not what I'm after. I said, now I see why all the other restaurants in town are slam full, and we were able to walk in here, get a seat, and there's empty tables, lots of them. So we get the bill. He took off the appetizer. Whatever. I gave the girl a tip. I didn't cheat her on her tip. I just wanted to get the hell out of there, It was hot at the market, so we left an hour early. And, went to get some. Well, I have sliced through the end. I don't know if you can see that mess or not. Anyhow, so we leave there and I bring my food home. But on the way home, I'm reading up on Cheddar's. They used to own Red Lobster and stuff. I don't know what happened there, but Longhorn Steakhouse and a ton of other restaurants that we frequent are owned by the same company out of Texas, I think it is, that Cheddar's is. I don't know. I don't even know why I looked it up. I guess because I was aggravated because, I've got this expensive lunch sitting in here on the counter that I'm probably not going to eat now. I probably won't. Chris will probably eat it before he goes to bed. It's like I said, Chris eats everything, so I'm just aggravated. I had my mouth set for a steak. I didn't order a huge steak. I ordered a 6-ounce top sirloin. I would think it would come out hot rather than cold, as small as they are. But I'm okay with that because I knew if I ate that, I wasn't going to eat the salad, the potato, the rest of it. So, the potato coming out cold wasn't a big deal. I had planned on taking it home. But the point is it came out cold. Had I planned on eating it? So they go on our list of not going back. So anyhow, we came home. I'm so glad to be home. I feel like I have time off this week. I've got a doctor's appointment Tuesday. Chris has this ear surgery thing Wednesday. I'm hoping to go see my Aunt Shirley and Uncle Harry the same day. That way, actually Monday and Tuesday I'll have free. Going over to see my heart doctor's not a big issue with me. And then Thursday and Friday, I got a fellow that wants a little thing made for his doggy. I'm going to design it up. And I've got a couple other things in the wind that people want me to make for him, which is fine. Single items, I got no problem with that at all. And I'm getting excited about my new winter stuff coming. And next weekend I'm having a sale, a summer sale. But and then August I'll be off working on all my... Boy, that thing makes... It likes to ride on the big hose for some reason. It's because of the weights. I'm going to write that guy and tell him I need weights. And maybe a new little hose for it because it's usable and it's keeping the top clean. It really is. But for $100, here, I'll show it to you in the daylight. And it's noisy as shit. Let me turn this thing around. When it gets caught up on itself like that, look. There's the bigger one down there, and it's nice and quiet. Every now and then you'll hear a little click, and that's normal. But that gets caught up on the hose because I don't have the weights for it to keep it down. So I took a bigger one and put it down on the bottom, hoping that would help, that round thing that zip tied, but it didn't. So anyhow, what I did is I came home and got my old hose, the light blue. They sent the dark blue. It doesn't stay together tight. I know this hose is good. You can pull on this hose and it won't come apart. So then I put that hose in, and then this bar thing right here, this little side thing right there, it kept coming off. So you see, zip tie. Because if not, it was going to eat up that one blue pipe going down through there. But this works great. I got no complaint. And that works good. And I'm not going to stand out here all day and get it unhooked from itself like I'm going to try right now. Hold on, guys. I don't want to drop my phone while I'm trying that. And hopefully I don't knock up. Hold on a minute. Let me lay this down. Come on, get off the hose. Come on, get off the hose. There we go. Well. Okay, guys. I hope you didn't mind looking at the wood. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I mean, so far, see, when it's working right, it doesn't make a lot of noise, but it needs those little weights to go on that little white hose to hold it down, and that way it doesn't turn on itself either. So yeah, that's what I came home and did, and had to feed turtle heads. I think they went back in their house under the, there's one of them, under the pond. I threw them a whole fistful of worms in there, and they've eaten them. So there's one of them. That's Mrs. I wonder where Mr. is. He must have went in under there. I try to keep this big umbrella up here to give him some shade from the sun. I'm telling you, I spoil even. So anyhow, that's where I'm at. And I decided to sit out here because Cheddar's was so ungodly cold. And so this, to me, we got a nice breeze here. We didn't have a lot of breeze up there. But again, I can do this. This is my kind of weather. My breathing can't do this. So I'm not pressing my luck with it. So I thought, well, I'll come out here and do a little short. I am so happy those shirts are done and gone. Oh. Yeah, and I have made up my mind. I'm not going to take on, you know, I might do 10 shirts or 10 whatever they want. You know, be it hats, shoes, underwear. I don't care. But no, this started out a lot smaller than what it ended up to be. And I'm just not, I'm tired. But I'm home the rest of the night. I'll probably tinker around the house. I've been tinkering while I've been out here. And go in and sit and watch some TV with hubby, as long as I can stand the AC. Hold on, I'm gonna flip this for the. Hi guys. Hi Handsome and Mrs. Handsome. That's the Mr. right here closest. The Mrs. is very skittish of people, but she'll come out for me when she hears my voice, knowing it's me. She'll come out. So yeah, they're my babies. My daughter had them and wanted to get rid of them. So when they were little bitty, we had them in an aquarium in the house. And then they got real big, so we put them out here in our koi pond. However, as you see, there's no koi because they like to eat them. We had Jim out here. Jim was 17 years old. He was probably going on 2 foot long. But he passed. It was his time. He just passed, old age. And yeah, I've got that big koi in the other aquarium in the house. He needs to come out here, but I can't. You know, Chris wants me to put him in the river. You know, I said I'd take care of them. I didn't say I'd get them, take care of them, get attached to them, and then throw their asses in the river. I'm not that person. Right, Mr. Turtlehead? Missy Turtlehead? Maybe one day I'll put my chair in there and sit with you. So, yeah, anyhow. So that's how my day has been. Market went nice. Wasn't real busy because it's just too hot. People are not out in this mess. And my friends next to me that usually do, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars, I don't even think they made it to $20 today, and that's sad. But nobody's out, you know, and if nobody's out, it's nothing you can do. However, they're out in the restaurants. I know when we went to the buffet, the Chinese buffet, because Chris wanted all-you-can-eat sushi, and they make it fresh for him. I said, I'm not fighting that crowd, not in an all-you-can-eat with kids and fingers and hands and no. And so I would have been happy with going to Five Guys, but he's driving. I think he wanted to go to Golden Corral, but we ended up at Cheddar's, which was, no, we're not going back. And we really, up until today, liked that place, but I don't want to go out to eat in a place where I just got to haggle over, you know, my food's not right. So that one's off the list. Hi, Turtlehead. They're both right here. I'm going to show you. They're both right. Look at them. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Handsome. How are you? Oh, she's coming really close, and that's not like her. She'll come out when I'm out here, but she usually stays at a distance. Hi, Mrs. Precious. What are you going to do if I put my fingers down? Yeah, you're going to run away. No, it's okay. See, she gets real scary. I don't know why. But him, he hears my voice. I go, Mr. Turtlehead, where are you? And he comes right on out. I just love him. I adore him. I like to watch him.